Hi, this is Lisa Redfern. This is a Gingersnap, a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. It's episode 82.
82.
And I'm here with Lauryn Hottinger at her home studio in Portland, Maine. Imagine that. And we're here to talk about her photography. It's not free. Her photography work and anything else she wants to talk about in terms of her creative stuff. You've probably seen her images everywhere by now because you've been working a lot.
Yeah, I've gotten lucky a lot. We'll say that. But yeah, I've been fortunate to be completely slammed for a while now. But it's been a lot of fun. I wouldn't rather do anything else, honestly.
That is so good. Can you show us some stuff?
Yeah, sure. So I pulled some stuff off the walls here. I'm back. So this is one of my favorite pictures. I don't know how much of a glare there is. I took this at a wedding, and I have that hanging up. I work for a publication called Maine Women Magazine.
Yay!
And I shoot a lot of their covers and a lot of the inside stories. You can pick it up at your local grocery store or coffee shop, or subscribe. I do a lot of magazine work and covers.
Sorry, these are
I know Susan Collins isn't like ridiculously popular right now, but it was still a fun. It was still a fun cover shoot. Here's the menu at Portland Pie. Go there to see my photography, or just eat pizza.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
So yeah, that was So I have a lot of fun.
That's great. And you're also a musician.
I am. Yes, that is a well-kept secret, actually.
I'm sorry.
No. It's not really a secret. It's just I am a musician. Yeah, I haven't been playing a lot of music because photography is pretty consuming, but but it's something that I enjoy, of course.
What's your favorite time in your working process? Like the moments that pull you in the most?
That's an excellent question. Probably when people are just completely at ease and just being and as much themselves as possible. That's why I like to photograph kids, is because there's absolutely no inhibitions. They're just totally honest, and they're not worried about what anybody's thinking or doing. They're just safe and to be themselves, and they're a lot of fun. So when adults are like that, that's probably my favorite time.
Yeah, we're such open books as children, and then we kind of start to go, right? Yeah,
it gets worse as we get older, especially when there's a camera involved.
But I find that you have to have a particular quality about you to help to make somebody feel comfortable and open up, I think.
I mean, yeah, I guess I always try to be very aware of people's space and how they're feeling and how the camera makes them feel. So I guess you have to be sort of a good judge of like how people are feeling in the moment, and what you can do to make them more comfortable. Tell jokes, be super awkward. I feel like the more awkward I am, the more comfortable other people are, because they're like, wow, I'm definitely not that awkward, so
I guess
this is
going to be
fine.
Then she is. No.
Yeah.
Well, it is naturally very, I think, uncomfortable to have a portrait taken, to have pictures taken of you. I don't think it's ever, and it takes a while for you to loosen up and become comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's such an intimate reflection. You're automatically reflecting on who you are and how you look, and this having a camera in front of you forces you to immediately, inspect that.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating.
So, yeah.
Okay, so when did you first come to Maine, or are you a real Mainer?
Oh man, that's such a thing. Like, I came to Maine when I was 3, real Mainer, but I've been here since I was 3. So I mean, if I could have made the decision, I would have been born in Maine, like on a farm or something, like a real Mainer.
Right. Yeah, we were just saying, we were just talking about this today, about if kittens are born in an oven, it still doesn't make them biscuits. That's a famous.
I don't know. I would consider any cat born in an oven a biscuit. I'm going for that shit. Like, don't tempt me with a good time.
Okay, Lauryn, do you know your first word? And if you don't, what do you think it may have been?
My first word, I'm thinking it was probably no. It's gotten a lot harder to say since I've gotten older.
Sir, you're getting farther away.
Oh, sorry.
No, this way.
Oh,
Kidding. No, I mean toward.
Oh,
yeah.
there we go.
I want you to see
I was too
Lauryn.
relaxed.
Okay, so my first word was cookie, and so that's
Yes.
that's
Oh
my
my God, I almost
that's my
forgot.
excuse. These are the ginger molasses. Look how big they are. Woo.
They're as big as my face.
These are the ginger molasses from Rosemont Market.
All right.
And
Right
there's
down
a
the
new
street
one.
from my apartment.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
These look so good.
I know they're very chewy.
Can I just dig in?
Yes. Oh yeah. Because and then I start asking you questions
Everybody's
so that I can just enjoy the cookie.
Wishing that they were here with you eating this cookie right now. I guarantee it. There's sugar. This is just a delicious ginger flavored sugar.
It's not too soft, but it's not crunchy.
It's perfect.
Perfectly.
There's
chewy
actually
inside.
there's actually chunks of ginger in this.
Yeah.
I love ginger. It's good for you. Helps your digestive tract.
It does.
Helps you be more creative. I don't know. I don't think that's true.
I like that idea though.
Yeah.
I put ginger in a lot of things. Okay, I'm gonna just keep them right here.
It's delicious. This is not beer.
Just FYI, it's not beer. Hey, if there's
Or
anyone
is it?
out there who wants to be a cookie sponsor,
Yeah.
I'll just put that out there.
Sponsor this.
Yeah.
Sponsor this.
All right. Did you have a car when you were a kid?
When I was a
really
child?
Cool?
Oh.
Whenever. Did you have
Like, when did my parents have a car?
Yeah.
I was driving at the age of 5. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. It wasn't.
Wow.
My parents had a station wagon when I was, like, maybe 6. And it was super Clark Griswold classic station wagon. I used to, like, sit in the way back where there were no seatbelts and, like, roll around at the stop signs. And
Yeah.
those were good times.
Those were good times.
My first car was a 1989 Chevy Cavalier, which I just ran into the ground with my skipped accounting class in high school and would like take my friends and go cruise around and do what high schoolers do when they skip class. Stay in school.
Right.
Don't do what I did.
She's not suggesting you should skip school.
I'm not suggesting that.
In your Chevy Cavalier if you can still find one.
Maybe once in a while, just for the stories later on in life. But
If you could have a car, if you could have any car you wanted to now that you consider like a classic car, like an old car.
I'm gonna be honest, it's a relative of the car that I own, which is a Jeep Wrangler, which if you know absolutely anything about, really? Do you have a Jeep Wrangler?
I have a Jeep Liberty.
Obsessed.
I had a Wrangler in the 80s.
Really? That's cool.
I like those.
I would probably drive a Land Rover Discover, which is like a relative of the Jeep, but way cooler and
Those are
way more
serious.
expensive.
I was to say.
I would probably drive one of those. I would feel incredibly badass driving a Land Rover Discover.
All right.
I can see it now.
All right. Are there books that you love and you recommend over and over, or recent ones that you really love?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't tell too many people this because I feel like it's really pretentious.
Well, you're about to tell about it.
Oh no, that's right. I feel like it's just you and me and a camera.
Oh, it is. Sorry,
it's actually
it's just me.
And yeah, that's better. I really love the book Moby Dick.
Moby Dick is a great classic.
Of my absolute favorite books in the entire world. I think it is, in my personal opinion, one of the greatest pieces of American literature.
You are not alone.
In history. I'm so happy to hear that. Well, I couldn't possibly be because
it's Moby Dick.
Moby Dick, and as you know, it's got a great name. Come on.
Okay, I'm just going for it with this cookie.
Yes. Oh my God, that's
please.
Great. There's more.
Are there recent books that you have read in the last couple of years that you recommended to friends?
Well, I really like Sally Mann's memoir called Hold Still. It's she's a photographer. She was a very controversial photographer back in like the 90s. She had a family that lived on a piece of property in Virginia. She took really, really beautiful pictures of her children. And she's an amazing writer. She's actually a very talented writer and a very talented photographer.
And why is she controversial?
Well, she photographed her children in the nude a lot. But they were very beautiful, very innocent family photos, but they're controversial, you know, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But they're just very beautiful and artistic photos. Just an intimate look at, you know, her family's life on their farm and how her children were raised, and they're really beautiful images. But I also read Soul of the Camera. I read a lot about photography. It's
That's good. As you should,
oh, actually, no. You know what? I bought a Jeep Wrangler repair manual that I read in bed at night. No joke. I want to learn how to do. I want to learn how to do tune-ups, brake changes, and oil changes. I'm gonna get that shit down.
That is good.
That's right. That's what I'm gonna be doing in between shooting weddings
cookie.
this year. Fixing my Jeep Wrangler.
That's so good. My dad used to lift the hood of all of our cars and say, "Okay, tell me what all these."
That's a really good idea.
He would quiz me on, what everything was.
When I was in the 2nd grade, a boy in my class brought us out and taught us how to check the oil, and I've never forgotten how to do that.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy, but
actually, but still,
it's not really something you can forget or have to really figure out. But
is there an album or a song that you've come back to again and again as a touchstone in your life?
That's really interesting. Actually, I was obsessed with the soundtrack to 2 movies in the 90s, Forrest Gump and Mr. Holland's Opus. And I would listen to these albums until they broke and needed to be replaced. I would stay at home. I would, like, fake sick as a 10-year-old and stay at home and, like, listen to these albums on repeat and dance to these songs from the 60s. And I actually just bought, as an adult, at the age of 32, bought both of those albums again, like a week ago.
That's great.
And I've been playing them in my car, and they are just as awesome.
I don't think I've heard the soundtrack to Mr. Holland's Opus, but I haven't heard. Yeah, I don't think I know the music from
it's just like Hound Dog, Elvis Presley, just music from the Peter, Paul, and Mary, and that kind of stuff.
Huh. That sounds like okay. I gotta check that out.
I don't know if that's very inspirational, but
it doesn't. No, it's sort of whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy, whatever gets you through the day,
whatever makes you dance,
whatever makes you dance, whatever lifts you up from wherever you were stuck. I like music that makes me unstuck from something.
You know what? I find that it does that.
Yeah.
Whether you're playing it or listening to it, it's a magic. It's a magic cure.
Whenever people say, this music moved me, I think, well, I hope it moved you in about 3 different ways, really, because it's an emotional movement and it's a physical movement.
Yeah.
Anywho's, it's okay, Lauren. If a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be, and who would you like to have star as you, and who do you think they'd cast as you?
Oh no,
which could be 2 different.
This is okay. So if there's a movie, who would star as me?
But you have to know. What genre would it be, though?
Oh, probably like a sitcom, maybe comedy. I don't know. It depends on what
TV.
Okay, I guess it depends on what part of my life they're like from the beginning to the end. You can take it in sections
if you want to.
I think it might be like maybe like a dramedy or a dark comedy. No, I don't even know. Maybe we would just create a new genre.
There you go. Nobody has said that yet. That's a good idea.
It would just be a confusing movie of an amalgamation of different genres.
It could have chapters, sort of.
Yeah, chapters. Sometimes I'll say like this chapter was called this part of the confusing part of my day or something like that.
Well, it's your movie. You can do whatever you want. Okay.
Can I tell you oh wait, sorry. Are we on to the next question?
No,
I wanted to tell you about a scene in the movie to give you an idea of what it would be like.
Perfect.
So there was this one time
cookie now. Sorry.
I was in Boston. That's fine. I was in Boston. I was driving home, and I have a negative sense of direction. I'm really bad with directions, and so I was driving home from Boston, and there was a detour, and for some reason I wasn't using a GPS. And so, or maybe they just weren't around back then. And I was driving home from Boston. I ran into this detour, and I didn't know how to get around it. So this car got in front of me and they had Maine plates. And I was like, oh, sweet, they have Maine plates. They're going home. And so I was like, I'm just going to follow these guys. You know? Clearly they know what they're doing. And so I followed these Maine plates and, you know, they were like taking lefts and rights. And I was like, yeah, they know shortcuts. And they obviously know this city really well.
That was funny.
And then I was like, I followed them for a good 35 or 40 minutes. And then all of a sudden they like pulled, and it got to be about 30 minutes. I was like, maybe they're not going back to Maine. And so they led me, they didn't lead me, I followed them into this section of Massachusetts state, like no idea where I was.
You must have gone way west.
And so that chapter is called, Are You My Mommy? So that happened. That's kind of like, I think that's what the entire movie would be like, is being lost.
Getting lost.
And, going...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyway.
Lost and found.
Yeah.
Okay. If someone, and they should, well, she's really busy, so don't even try. No, I'm kidding. If someone wants to get a hold of you for a photo job, what's the best way to reach you?
Thanks. So my Instagram is Lauryn, at Lauryn Sophia, but it's LAURYN.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can visit LaurynSophiaPhotography.com. It's LAURYN Sophia, spelled with a PH. .com.
Perfect. .com. Perfect.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate you having me here, and that was a lot of fun. It's done. Oh, wait, there's more cookie left.
Oh, it's not done.
It's not over. It's not over.
You've been Gingersnap. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'm Lisa Redfern. Again, if you want to know anything about me or my music, you can go to lisaredfern.com. I got some gigs coming up this spring, and like that. So I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I'll be back in a few weeks with an Irish poet.
Cool.
Up in Bath.
Nice.
Yeah.
So tune into that.
Yeah, tune into that.
Irish poetry.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to Vanna White this shit for you.
Episode 82.
Episode 82.
This has been Gingersnap.